Conversations in Public Relations. I'm your host, Mary Fletcher Jones. You know, our program explores all facets of public relations and communications. Today I wanted to find out what it's like to work in a public relations agency. So let's talk to Meghan Sager. Meghan is an online analyst for New Media Strategies, a social media firm here in Washington, D.C. Meghan also serves on the board of Washington Women in Public Relations as its marketing communications co-chair. And she also writes a blog. I've asked Meghan here today to talk to us about what it's like to work for an agency. Meghan, tell me a little bit about yourself. How did you get started in public relations?
Well, I am a 20-something blogger. I also love anything social media related, and I love to read. I got into public relations because I love to talk, and I heard the phrase that if you can do something you love and get paid for it, then your life would be very easy. And so I figured that this was the great route to go. My sister is in public relations, and so I looked up to her and saw kind of the route that she took, and thought it would be a very good place for me to get started. I love anything related to communities, and I love being active, and so I love how public relations and especially social media has kind of just become this online community of people speaking and talking and communicating with each other. That's really what I have a passion for and what I love, and so that's why I decided to start in public relations.
So what is it like to work for an agency?
Well, I have worked for 3 separate communications agencies in my career thus far. I started out at an advertising and marketing communications agency, and I had about 6 different clients that I juggled the advertising, internal communication, and public relations strategies for, which was really interesting because you get to be a jack of all trades. And I recently worked at a boutique PR and media firm where every day was something new, someone new to contact, a new news story that you needed to get out and let the public know about. And now I work as an online analyst at New Media Strategies, which is a social media agency. They're actually the pioneer in that field. They became a digital agency about 10 years ago, and since then they have just really broadened everyone's horizons in how you can interact and communicate online. And while I'm still new there, the day-to-day experience is just really exciting, and sometimes it gets to be stressful because you have a lot going on. You might have a Twitter account to handle or a news release to write, but you know that you're doing something exciting and that's going to get you to go somewhere. You're working on your career, and what I especially love and why I wanted to be in the agency field right out of college instead of going into an internal communications firm was because, or why I decided to do that was because I don't really know what industry or field I'm passionate about. I know I love communications, but in order to publicize something, I feel like you really need to have a passion for it, and you become a better spokesperson. But in an agency, you have so many different clients and pieces that you're part of. You can really dabble in a lot of different fields, in hospitality, in consumer packaged goods, in real estate, in nonprofits, and so you learn more, you learn what you like, and I think that's really, for someone my age at least, it's great to realize your skills in communications and then also realize what you like, so maybe down the road you can become a really great asset to whatever field you're passionate about.
Meghan, what advice can you share with young professionals who would like to work for a public relations agency or communications agency, but may not be quite sure how to get started?
Well, I would say first of all, when you're looking for a job, everyone just automatically types into Google public relations or communications and what city you're looking for. And that's a great resource, but I think to really get your foot in the door and find agencies that are hiring, excuse me, to find agencies that are hiring, you need to do a lot more research. You need to get onto LinkedIn. You need to upload your resume. Say what you like to do in your headline. When I was looking for a job, it was, I'm a social media pro and I'm looking to capitalize on those skills, and I can do it with you. Get on Facebook. Also, I know it's really hard because you're in college or maybe just right out of school, but really try to make all your photos private because it'll go a long way, and employers really do look at that stuff. For me, when I was trying to get into social media, but I was still looking in the PR communications field, I got on Twitter, and just being able to say that in an interview, that you have these other skills that you may not necessarily need at your job, people will look at that as a plus to hiring you. Another good tip is to really do your research on the companies you're interested in. If you're looking into trying to get hired at a big firm, they usually have human resources recruiters. So follow them on Twitter, talk to them on LinkedIn or Facebook, see what they're looking for, tell them exactly what you do and what you want. A lot of times it'll just be an informational interview, but they'll have you on file and they'll call you when something pops up. Also, another tip is to find someone inside the agency that isn't in a hiring role and just talk to them about what they need, because then you can better shape yourself or even find out if you really want to work there. And lastly, there are really good, they're actually really great resources, more senior public relations or communications professionals who publish newsletters or blogs or just plain websites that will have job listings on them. So go into maybe a professional organization, a lot of them are associated with that. You'll be able to find and maybe meet these people and get in their network so they can keep on the lookout for you as well.
Thanks for being on the show today, Megan. It has been fascinating hearing about your career.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I had a fabulous time, and I can't wait to see what's next from you.